Good evening or greetings to everyone, whatever time of the day you are going to find this video. Um, this is a video on chapter 4. We are still doing a research study, trying to look at the project. So far, we have looked into the preliminary pages. We have done chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. So this video complements the previous chapters that we have done in chapter 4. Is is a chapter where you actually bring your data, transform it into information. So the data that you collect into from the field from students is not yet information until you interpret, until you analyze, and until you give it the understanding. What does that data tell or what does that data tells you? So this chapter 4, we are going to look into that. It will be presentation, interpretation, discussion of the findings. So we have here with Ngulube 2018. He started introducing the chapter, saying that the chapter focuses on the presentation of data analysis and the interpretation of the effects on the topic that he mentioned here. And then if we go, let me see, here the knowledge represent data field based. Here it does not have on how it's going to present the data, but if you look at the one of Francis, let's see if we can also look into that. Aboku 2019. Let me see. Right. So the data analysis is presented and analyzed using frequency tables, figures, and tests. Yeah. I guess Manuel or Simon 2020 did something of the sort. No, it no longer did it based on research. It did not do that. Right. Was not important. All right, but let's focus here. So here in this chapter 4 is how you're going to present your data mainly. Okay, you're going to analyze, you're going to interpret, but how are you going to present that data to make sure that we readers are going to understand it very easily? So here it says frequency tables, figures, and tests. So which means these are the three things that we are going to find in the project, in his project. So let's go down. The first thing that comes here is on the distribution of questionnaires and return rate. Like, if, for example, how many questionnaires have you given out? You know, did you mean from the chapter 3 that you have planned the number of questionnaires, whatever you are supposed to do? When you come from the field, is it that those questionnaires were really given and everything has come out, all the questionnaires have come back as you expected? So this is the table where you are supposed to summarize. Let's see if Ngulube has and return he has also, but he never did it in form of table, so it becomes a little bit complicated to analyze it. Let's go to Simon 2020. Yeah, he has something. It is here. Yeah, you can look into that. How the percentage, for example, the questionnaire distribution is here. The respondents are here. The targeted, that is the frequency. The target Simon targeted 201 students and 15 teachers. Everything came to 216, and then the percentage was here 85%, and here 15%, which everything gave to 100%. And then what returned is this. So out of this number, out of this number that he had in mind, 201 students respondents, only 189 were able to respond, or that is, he only got out of 201, he only got 189 questionnaires back. But for teachers, you can see he got everything. And then here the percentage for students, you can see he was supposed to get 85%, but he ended up like, no, everything that he was summing up now gave up to 88%. So, but don't mind about these numbers that are here, the percentage. You can mainly concentrate on this number. He gave out 201 questionnaires, but he only got back the questionnaires numbers 189. This is what you need to concentrate. So this is the number of questionnaires that he worked with, number of students that we are going to see throughout the project, and also the number of teachers. So we go down, and then there's a little bit analysis that shows here. Yeah. Then we go. So the first one is important to note that not all the questions that you have asked the students, or the items you have asked the students to answer, that you are going to analyze. Some of the questions that you have asked, they are complementing other questions. You're getting the point. Since in a question, if you want, you can call it the item. If in one item you ask a question, the question has been given to students, and then you can't ask like, do you like rice and sugar? No, you have only to ask one thing at a time. Do you like sugar? Then they will say, I agree, disagree, strongly disagree, or undecided. Or they can say yes or no. But again, you only one thing at a time. You can't say, do you like rice and sugar? No. Just ask. If it is rice, say, do you like rice? If it is sugar, you say, do you like sugar? Now, maybe in another question, you say, for example, the first question you can say, do you like sugar? Yeah, they are going to answer. But another question, you might say, I like sugar. You're getting the point. So maybe it's just to complement. Okay, it's true that the example does not figure the context at which we are talking about, but was just to give an example to go outside the box. All right, so on the demographic information is very important. You have the demographic information, you have the gender of the respondents, very important. Here is figures. We have pie chart that Simon 2020 presented the data. Here we have the students, which means students are female, represented 48%, while male represented 15%. That is on the side of students. And then when you come to the side of teachers, you find that female represented 73%, and then male represented 27%. And then you just give a comment here. Like here, you're going to say table 4.2. I'm going to explain. This 4 represents the chapter in which we are. We are now in chapter 4. So if this figure, for example, or a table is in chapter 3, then here we would say, if it is table, we would say table 3 point, then you mention the number of table. If it is depend, we are going to see it later. But for example, here in figure, here is figure 4.2. Why 4.2? Why not 4.1? You would ask that question. It is 4.2 because this is the second figure in this project. The first figure in this project was in chapter 1 when we talked about the conceptual framework. That was the figure number 1. So it was figure 1.1 because chapter 1, figure number 1. Now here we are in figure 4.2, which means figure in chapter 4. We are in figure chapter 4, number 2. I hope you understood the point. And then, as I say, you also mentioned if you want, figure 4.2 shows the gender distribution in which majority, you need to translate all these numbers that are just here, up here. You need to translate them to put them here into writing the way it is. Yeah. And then once you do that, the analyst also looked at the response of teachers, and then you give also what is there. Then you comment now. That's where you comment. The fact that the majority of students were males shows that males have more attendance into education in comparison to females. Now that's when now you interpret. That's now when we interpret. All right, so we go now. This is the second point in we have type of schools. Another point that was asked by Simon 2020 as a question. You put them here. You can see how the frequency and percentage of the board. We have 3 schools. Day boarding mix. We have boarding boys and boarding girls. As you can see, the day boarding mix has actually taken more than these other 2 schools here, followed by girls. Girls, yeah, frequency, yeah, followed by girls schools, boarding schools. All right, so that is it. Then we still mention here that it is part of analysis, interpretation, the presenting the data. So you need to mention it, and then never forget that you need to tell us what does the finding means. All these findings, what are they telling you? So you need to mention it. Yeah, you have these copies of these projects, and then you have it. Let's also go here to Francis. Let's see, you also started with gender demographic information, gender distribution. So on gender distribution, if you look at this, for Simon 2020, he made the 2 things together for teachers and for students. But for Francis, 2019, he only did it for students, and then he also had the interpretation here. Yeah, this could have been distributed by the fact that most of the schools under study were boys' schools. It was justifying the reason why male are more than the girls. So you have it here, everything. All right. All right. And then we have also the teachers, gender distribution. So you had the 4, as you can see them. Teacher and the head teachers, you put them together. We have the teachers here, and then we have the head teachers. Yeah, you have them here. He worked with 3 head teachers, and then he worked with 9 teachers. So you can look into this, and then here the analysis. So and then we have also teaching experience, and then you put them here, and then you have the analysis here down here. Yeah, and then teaching experience also, put them here for both teachers and the head teachers. And then you also, this part that is here, don't take it for granted. You might ask, is it necessary to write it? Yes, it is necessary and it is important. Yeah, you might say no, but everything is here on the table. Someone can easily look into this and they will understand. Yeah, someone can easily understand, but uh, as a scholars, we needed to put them down until further notice. Until someone is a better scholar tells us, okay, there's a different way of doing this. But for the time being, you undergraduate, if you want to do your project for this a bachelor's degree, you just needed to do it. Just follow. It will not cost. Just understand how it is done, and then everything's going to be easier than trying to find shortcuts, and then you find yourself into trouble. And then we also have the status of the school. All the schools that you went were boarding schools. Yeah. Then we have it here. Now you might wonder, when we looked at, for example, let's go here. When we looked at Simon 2020, let's go down here. For example, you'll find here figure 4.4, figure 4.4, and then you find here that, for example, Abok 2019, he did not put, he just put the figure 2. So it happens. He did it this way. He did this way, but Simon did it different way. So it's up to you. If you know, you know. Yeah. If you know, you know. Yeah. Then we have also Ngulube here. Distribution rate, or actually after done it, the questionnaire distribution rate, and then he came to do the table down here to summarize, which was good. I thought he had left it out. And then we have here distribution of students, and then we have the table here. Then we go on, like for example, if you look into this one, yeah, Ngulube, if you look, he has also done 4.2, which means this is the second. If you look at this one, you're going to see that the figure 1 is table 1 is here. Yeah, which means in the previous chapters there were no tables. This is the first table in his project. That's why he's naming it number 1. And then this 4 represents the chapter in which the table is. All right, and then we go down. You can also see we presented also this is what we call pie chart. Yeah, so I presented the class level of students. Yeah, then you go down, then teachers experience. Just need you just see the information that are going to be relevant for your study. It's not a matter of copy and paste, but understanding and consider the information that are relevant for your study. If it is not relevant to for your study, don't waste time and asking a lot of questions to show that you know how to ask questions. No. Just ask relevant questions. Make your project simple, understandable. For we have done something on it in previous classes to make you understand how the project can be done. So here we are just studying the project as it is, because what we are doing before was more of theoretical. We are now doing what I could call practical thing, analyzing the project, its many parts. Right, and then here you can see we have the teacher's qualification. As you can see, if you have to look at it, we have any other with one teacher saying it and then representing 10%, and then 6 teachers represent 60% of secondary teachers degree. They have a degree, and then 3 of them, which represents the 30%, are diploma. They are diploma holders. All right. Then we move on, students' perception, and then here he has this small lesson. This chapter is on how to present the data. There are various ways, when we are going to Aboku 2019, he told us that we can present it in the form of text, in the form of figure, and in the form of table. So this is what we are seeing. This figure actually is part of figure. It's part of figure. Yeah. Then analysis is there, and then that's how it goes. Frequency is always there, percentage is always there. If you see, he never wrote like in full. you know, never wrote in full. That is Ngulube, never wrote in full, but we might find that Francis wrote in full, as you can see, you know. This is the status of the school, you know. No, he wrote in full. Yeah, if you see Simon 2020, he probably wrote also in full, as you can see. Yeah, everything's here. Actually, Simon, most of his presentations or yeah, presenting the data, he did what he called putting parallel in parallel, no, students and teachers. As you can see it here, we have students and teachers. That's why it was very important when you ask the questions to students, the same questions that you ask to students, you can also ask the teachers. You just change the language. For example, if in a student you ask, for example, we are likely to come. For example, this question was necessary to ask, do you have counseling in your school? You know, so that was just, it does not change, you know, it does not change. So teachers, students answered this, and then teachers answered this. So you can look at out of 189 students, 134 actually, which represent this percentage, said yes, they have counseling, but 55 students representing this percentage said no, there's no counseling. While the teachers, all of them actually said there is counseling, representing 100 percentage. Yeah. So and then you analyze it here, and then you just comment, you know. Now there was a very important issue that I was mentioning in chapter 2. I was saying like whatever you did in your literature review, you bring like for example, you bring a study that is there relating like whether there is counseling or peer counseling in schools. During your literature review, you talked about it, and then this was one of the questions that you have asked. Now, to support your finding, you bring that author that talked about like there is peer counseling in schools, and then you bring it here to support your findings. Like for example, they find it is in agreement with Nyamwak et al. 2013, who said the education system of Kenya of 1999 recommended that peer counseling service should be established in educational and training institutions, and then it continues. Now, let me just tell you a little bit what it means. It means like in schools, there is peer counseling. So the existence of the peer counseling service in school, or the counseling service in schools, is in agreement with the Kenyan system, education system of Kenya of 1999, which recommended that there should be in schools peer counseling. So it just supporting my study. If I had, for example, let's say, for example, a situation where all these students, 134, could have said, no, there is no peer counseling. Even teachers could have said no peer counseling, and then 55 could have said, yes, there is peer counseling. You already know that. How is it the majority are saying no and the minority are saying yes? Hmm? And then here would say this finding is not in agreement. First of all, I would say this shows that the majority of students benefit from peer counseling service, and minority do not benefit peer counseling. Yeah. Now, if a situation where most of students are saying no, this shows that probably the peer counseling is not existing. That's one of the points. Peer counseling does not exist in school, or if it exists, is maybe for students who are caught in committing indiscipline cases, such like, you know. And then it is already contradicts the education system of Kenya of 99 that they recommend that in school there should be the implementation of peer counseling. I get in the point. Peer counseling or counseling services. Why is it that it's not yet implemented all these years? How many years? 21 years down the line. Why is it that it's not implemented? Then something could have, probably we could have said, no, there is a problem somewhere. But this one is just to say is supporting. But again, the way you have just said it here, that you have found that there is peer counseling and you are supporting with the start of, you are supporting with the start of Yamuka, it could have been the same that with this start that you found, you go again to chapter 2 and say, Researcher 2020 found that, there is peer counseling in schools. That was the point that I wanted to bring. I hope you got it. Right, now here I can go a little bit fast because I've explained a lot. And then we have here, in everything there is interpretation, so it's important. Then another thing that I needed to emphasize, you just needed to know how best you can represent your information, your data. Let's say data. How best will you present your data? Is it by table? Is it by figure? How? You know, these are the two main things to present the data: table and figure. Now the text is just what you do here for analysis, putting them everything down, and then you do your comment. As you can see, I also brought again this guy Kute 2014. I brought him from chapter 2 again, you see. Yeah, it's to support your study. It is very important to support your study. That what you found here in chapter 4 is not just coming from blue. It's not just coming from mere response of students. It's because those who did the research before, they also found the same. So I'm bringing them here also to support. So that's how you actually make a bridge of your project between chapter 2 and chapter 4. You see, when you go to chapter 4, you're going to find the cute, then you're going to find the research at 2020 agree or something of that nature. Then when you come to chapter 4, you have your findings here, and then you also put cute 2014. Oh no, just that bring that harmony between chapter 2 and chapter 4. It's very important according to those who supervised me. Thanks a lot, Mrs. Mary Maina. Yeah. And also the second readers and also those who proofread my project. Thanks very much. I know you by names, but let me not mention. Yeah. Then we have here, you can put on tables. On this one, you can, as you can see, I most of the things I told you already that Simon 2020, he asked students the same question that he gave to students, the same question that he gave to teachers. So it makes him to bring these results in parallel. No, you have students here, and then you have also the actually there is a mistake here. Should have been teachers. Yeah, should have been teachers. All right, should have been teachers, students, and then you have here the teachers. Yeah. Then we have the analysis here. And then we have another figure here. It just depends how best you can present your study. For example, this one here of trying to ask the same question to students and then teachers, it will not go well with a figure, no, because of the complexity of the answers that are here. Because here you're asking agree, disagree, and then you have for teachers, you have for students, you have for teachers, and then just make it easy. Here, for example, is also strongly agree, disagree, but it's only for students, right? Then it goes down the line and then continues. Let's go to Ngulube also. Go continues, you know, you have everything here. Everything here. It's actually a hard work, work that when you do it well, you actually enjoy it. And then once you enjoy, you proceed with your further studies. You actually, uh, it will actually be easier for you, and due to the experience acquired. And the actually, on the other hand, you also become a resource person. You know, yeah, you become a consultant. Actually, become a consultant. Yeah, don't laugh. It's true. It's the reality. Yeah. Then there are various ways of presenting. You know. Yeah. But this way of presenting, if you are using um, a new version of Microsoft Office, you may not find. You know. Yeah. But you have a lot of variety in the Microsoft Office you are using now, so you should not worry. Yeah, you have here present. Yeah, everything just stories here, just stories. You know. Yeah, these things are just stories. Then let's continue with a book, just stories. See, also has this figure, how you presented. Everything is there. Just need to know how to work with them, and then you have it. Yeah, everything. Never forget to put to these things. Whatever is here, you put them down here, and then you do your comment. You know, put them down, and then this is a strong indication that the schools are less equipped to handle fire-related disasters. Commenting on the importance of smoke detector, Janisio opened. Well, that this essential equipment can be used to sense and notify people in case of fires, thus increasing the chances of survival. No, yeah, smoke detectors. So yeah, could have been a comma there, but well, right. The idea is not to make the project perfect, but to give information about your findings, and you know, we learn with mistake. Right, right. Have here a lot of. It's actually the chapter that takes more pages to actually do all the analysis and everything. You know, actually takes. Yeah, text pages, you know, everything going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. Yeah, going down. Well, let's finish first with this one. See everything. Yeah, yeah, just putting them, the data analyzing, you know, just that, just that. Yeah, all the information is here, just that. Just put them down and then analyzing. For example, here, you know, have everything. You bring them everything down. You might ask how are we going to know that this one I've said this one? No, no, no. You know, you know, um, you know. SPSS is going to help you. The answers that you get from students, you're going to code the questionnaires, and then you come up with it. Yeah, yeah. You come up with it, and then so here is the last figure table from his chapter 4. Let's go to Ngulube. Ngulube 2018. You see, also has this figure. Yeah, it's also the last one. It has a table here. Then let's that was Gulubi 2018, that was Aboko 2019. Here is Simon 2020. Yeah, we also have this one here. No, complex also. Yeah. Then down here there are also open-ended questions that could have were not possible to be translated to be presented to be presented in form of table figures. So those open-ended questions, they have different treatment, you know. So Simon 2020 preferred to do in a way of writing text, as Francis had told us. So we also have them here. Yeah, it's part of the open-ended questions that he gave to students and also for teachers. One was here for students who had opinion on the benefits of peer counseling. That was students, and then here we come the teachers, benefits of peer counseling, and then we have teacher counselor interview. You know, this is also what he got from the three teachers he went to collect the data. Yeah, then I think it's the end. So thanks very much. This this was a study or an analysis or on chapter 4, which mainly uh, gave an idea on how we could present the information, you know, the data that we collected. We have a presentation, interpretation, discussion of the findings. We have it here, and then, you know, just matter of knowing. I will still repeat on how best you can present your data, how best you can present, and then how best you can also interpret or analyze the data, you know, in a way that will be easier for everyone to read and understand it. Don't, even if you know a lot of English, don't put a lot of things that will just make us confused. We as audience, as readers, don't confuse us. Just go straight to the point. Be simple and be smart in your ideas, so that when we read, we get the ideas at the spot. Not you needed to read the 5 pages until we get what you are trying to tell us. You know, if you are doing history, make sure you do history in a different context. But when it comes to project, make it simple and accessible. All right. So this was all about chapter 4. If you have any question, you can always write on the comment section. Make sure it will be responded to you as soon as possible, and never forget to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Here, just subscribe so that whatever a video is posted, you will get a notification, then you can actually benefit from it. So thanks very much, and then we'll meet in the next opportunity. Very soon, chapter 5 will also be released. A video on chapter 5 will be given to you, and then we will finish the set on the 5 chapters of the project. So thanks very much, and then let's meet next time when the video is on offer. Thank you.